Hi, Catalina here. Like I mentioned last week, I'm pre-recording some videos here. So they're going to focus on some educational content. Today I wanted to focus on a question we received lately from a lender that impacts obviously student loan borrowers as well. On if you've defaulted on your student loans and you're in the KVERS system, if this time and pause payment automatically takes you out of KVERS. There's very little information on this online, and KVERS is the system, the credit reporting system that the government uses when you take out a mortgage loan like FHA, VA, USDA loans. They have to check and see that you are paying on time and not in any federal debt. That is the system. It was created in the 80s, and it continues to be in effect today. Lenders check that system to make sure you haven't defaulted on any federal debt. Anyways, we got a question asking, because some people will even come to us and say, well, I defaulted on my student loans over 7 years ago. It's not on my credit report. Can I close on a home? And I'm like, well, if you're taking out a government-backed loan and they check into the KVERS system and they see you're in there, it doesn't matter what your credit report says. You need to get out of that system in order to originate a mortgage. So the answer to this is, because of this pause payment period, does that automatically take you out of the system? And as I mentioned, very little information online or even on studentaid.gov about this, but it's very clear on studentaid.gov that this time and pause payment is the optimal time to enroll in student loan rehabilitation as well as consolidation. Rehabilitation takes 9 months, but it takes the default off your credit. Consolidation does not take late payments and default off your credit, but it does put your student loan into, it underwrites a new loan, and it also both give you an opportunity to go on a plan based on your income, which helps your debt to income. But that is the process to get out of KVERS. There's nothing, or KVERS, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but there's nothing out there that I can find or see that this time and pause payment automatically gets you out of that system. If there's any borrowers who have formally defaulted on their student loans, no matter how long ago, now is the time to rehabilitate or consolidate your student loan. Whether rehabilitating or consolidating your student loan is the best option completely depends on many different questions. Like, number one, do you care if it impacts your credit, right? There has not been any reform by the Biden administration to date that will take all defaults off of people's credit, or there has been no discussion of that as of yet, which I'd love there to be. But in the meantime, since there hasn't, if you've defaulted on your loans, whether you should consolidate or rehabilitate depends on, do you care about the impact to your credit? If you're going to buy a home and you do, then rehabilitation is the way to go. Just know that if you rehabilitate, it's going to take 9 months, and you can only do it once in your lifetime. So just be aware of that. Consolidation does not erase it from your credit, or does not erase late and delinquent payments from your credit, but it does allow you to get out of default at a much quicker pace. We can help people rehabilitate or consolidate, and we can also help you talk through your options. If you're a loan officer, we obviously send consumers, please consider sending your customers to us or licensing our platform, and we will be that point person for the consumer if they have questions around loan rehabilitation or consolidation. We will also get that. You can also, you or your customer, we can get them, you or them, into a plan that's based on the income, which also helps improve the debt to income. So there's a dual benefit. One is to get out of the KVERS system. A second is to improve the debt to income, which allows you or your customer to close on a bigger loan at a higher loan value. If you have any questions, we're on standby. Cannot wait to answer your questions. MyLoanSense.com. Of course, please leave your questions or your comments below. Love to answer them and love to make content based on people's actual questions. Again, if you like this content, please like it, please subscribe, and see you in the next video.